Welcome back, my artist friends. Today, we're going to learn about Shibori from Japan.
Japan is a long string of islands in the Pacific Ocean off the mainland of Asia. Shibori is like Japan's version of tie-dye, but much older. In fact, it's over 1,300 years old.
The word shibori in Japanese means to wring, squeeze, or press, and refers to the process of how you treat the fabric when you're doing this art form. All the art we're making is going to be with the color blue, and that's to honor the indigo plant that's used to make the dye for the shibori process. Indigo is one of the oldest dyes used around the planet to color fabrics, and it's still used today to color blue jeans. Shibori has a rich tradition, and there's many types of styles. Today, we're going to focus on two. The first one is itajime. That's when you fold the paper, or usually your fabric, and then you bind it by clamping together blocks or using clips. When you unfold it, there's a repetitive pattern that's very geometric, usually showing you squares, rectangles, or triangles. The second style that we're going to learn about is arashi. Normally, arashi is done by taking the fabric, scrunching it up, and wrapping it around a pole or a stick. And then you hold it in place and you bind it with some type of thread or string. But today, we're just going to scrunch our paper and bind it with a pipe cleaner to hold it in that form and cover up little areas that will resist the paint and stay white. Something important that we'll be practicing today with our folds is called the accordion fold, and that's where you can open and close the paper and it looks like the instrument called an accordion. It also looks a little bit like a zigzag, and if you just do a few folds, it might look like the letter M or the letter W. The important thing about an accordion fold is that it goes back and forth, and it exposes a lot of different edges and creases and folds. And that's different than just rolling up the paper. So see this accordion? See how I can move it in and out? Now I'm going to show you what would happen if I just rolled the paper. Rolling is fun and easy, but it's only going to expose the outside, and all that paper inside isn't going to get any blue on it. And because we want this amazing repetitive pattern, we want to expose a lot of edges and creases. So that's why we're going to work hard today to perfect our accordion folds. Something that's really fun about shibori is that there's so many unexpected results. There's always going to be a little surprise in the end that you won't see until you unfold. Every time we fold or unfold the paper, we want to be super careful. That's the most important thing today. I want you to slow down and be gentle, because when paper gets wet, it can rip. Oh wait, did I mention we're going to be using a lot of water in this project? There are lots of things you can do with your dried paper. You could turn it into a sampler book and even make a cover filled with tones and shades of blue in honor of the indigo dye. Or you could turn it into a card or put a bunch of these samples together on a wall and make the most beautiful display. Now let's look at some examples made by artists your age.
This is a basic itajime pattern folded in squares. This is also an itajime pattern, but with many more folds, resulting in long, thin rectangles. This was folded in triangles. Can you see the difference? Notice all the diagonal intersecting lines. And here are several papers that were bound in pipe cleaners, and they resemble arashi. Let's talk supplies.